Um, so this will be my next update video on my transition, what's been going on, because there has been some changes that has happened. Like one of the biggest changes I have noticed, um, even like living with the body I have, I like see it every day, even in the mirror, so it's kind of hard to tell some of the changes. I noticed when I was filming my last few videos, 3 or 4 videos, I noticed my breasts were bigger, and they looked bigger because as I'm filming it, I see from the other side, like how other people sees me, and I was like, they look bigger. So when I measured them the last few times, because like the last time I measured them, it hasn't changed for like the last few times. So they're half an inch bigger from where they were before. So that makes me happy, but there's parts of my breasts I don't like. Right? It's like, I like them. They're like a body part on me I really cherish, because took me so long to get them to where they're at now. It took so many years, so much struggles just to get them here. And um and I noticed taking the progesterone does help, because progesterone does help with the development of the breast ducts. So I noticed that has been helping with the breast development. I'm just not liking, it's like the sides right here. I wish the sides right through here were more fuller, and especially more up here than anything. I want it to be like more up to here, where the bone, like up to here, this part. I want my breasts, like the top tissue, to be more up to here and spread across this way and be fuller and be filled in more here. And that's what I really want with my breast right now, more up here in the sides than anything, because I want up here to be fuller. And I know it's going to take some time, and it's something I do struggle with a little bit, because before I became the cup size I am now, when they were cup size smaller, I was having the same issue in the same areas. But it's not so much right through here anymore, it's more on top. Because I noticed this part, not more on the sides here, but more towards the front, like side right here, like the areola papilla, it's like right here, but then the sides right here. It's this side right through here on each side of the breast, like on this one too. It's like right through here is filled in more. And a few other places like here, here, and here, like, yeah. But up here has filled in a little bit, but not as high or as spread out like this as I want it. And the shape goes around like more something like goes around like this, and as it comes down it goes in a weird like that. Yeah, it goes around like this, and it goes something like that, up like this, then towards curves like right here where that muscle is right through here. It curves this way, then it goes up and around as it goes like this. If you get what I mean. That's how they're kind of shaped on top, but I wish they were up higher and spread out more and filled in more on top. I know that would fix this last issue I'm having with them. And I've been thinking, if I did become a double D, because right now I'm a D cup, and usually they say if you're half an inch mark, then you go up a cup size. But I've also heard you go like down an inch and go to the closest inch down. I've heard you go the closest inch up, and that's what you go with. I'm like, if I go up a cup size, I can't fit. But if I stay going like down to the nearest inch, going down, and keep wearing the same cup size, I fit. So right now I could say a medium 32D, which they don't look like how, because not all D cups are the same, and they don't look big like that, but they are a D cup, and 32 D cups aren't really that big. It's the same as a 34C. Yeah, and it would be a 30 double D. Yeah, 30 double D, 32D, 34C. They're all the same circumference roughly, give or take, depending on the manufacturer. But the thing is, this is my body, and I'm not happy with bigger breasts. And I've been really noticing a big change with my mind-body connection, because I notice the bigger my breasts get, the mind-body connection's even stronger. It's like connecting. It's getting more stronger and connected as they get bigger and fuller, especially as they're getting fuller. And I've been noticing that in my family, both sides, my mom and dad's side of the family, all the girls, their breasts grow. I notice they grow really slow, but get really big. Except for, I know one of my cousins, her breasts aren't that big. They're about an A-B cup. I think a 32 AB or something like that. But anyways, that's pretty much how my family, like the girls in my family, that happens. So, some other changes I've noticed besides my breasts, that's like a big, huge obvious. I've noticed changes in my face. I don't know if you can really tell, but the fat right through here, all this, you can see I've gained more fat all through here. I've gained all this fat all through here like that. Then I noticed the bone structure right here. I noticed the bone, it seems like there's more to the, like right here where that bone is. Seems like there's like more bone shape and development. Which that's kind of interesting. And I noticed I never really mentioned this, maybe a few times, but my eyebrows, the brow bone, I never really had a prominent brow bone, but I noticed getting back on the prescriptions, more so especially being on 6 milligrams of estradiol, since being on 6 milligrams or so, I noticed the brow bone right through up to, it's like through this part, it's like it's more sticks out a little bit right here, but I noticed when it gets to about here, it's lower. Up right here, it's higher until here. Then the rest of it comes down to here and it's lower, and it's more flat instead of more sticking out, more prominent. And my brow bones have never been really prominent or sticking out, but I noticed that little change with the outer part of the brow bone is lower and less prominent. I noticed that has changed which I noticed my eyebrows, if you can look and see them, they're down a little bit more, because I noticed before they're a little bit more up, but I've looked at some older pictures from my early stages of transition. My eyebrows are lower, but it seems like they're a little bit more than before, because that brow bone change, it's like kind of interesting. And I've noticed another thing that's changed with my face. I noticed, because today I had laser hair removal done, and I've been noticing that for some reason the last few times I've gotten like touch up done on my whole entire face, it's been taking about 2 months for it to fully fall out, all that hair that's permanently like been killed off, the food supply part and however that works. But it's been taking about 2 months for it to fully fall out. It usually takes 4 to 6 weeks, but for me it's been taking a full 2 months, and that kind of sucks. And the hair growth, I've noticed when I get the laser hair removal done, it's like usually every other day I can get away with shaving, to maybe a day and a half or so, just depends. And I noticed when it's the days I take the progesterone, I notice the hair does grow a little bit faster, which kind of sucks. But it hasn't been too bad lately, because the last laser treatment I had before this one, there has been a significant decrease in that hair that came back, that had grown in from when I wasn't on the HRT. That hair is starting to go away now from the laser. So, and I don't know if you can tell, but the laser also has helped with other things with my face, like I can say a little bit of acne. Like during the times I take progesterone, a little more acne happens, mostly on my face. But other than that, the rest of my body, there's like no acne. All that's cleared up. I'm thankful that that's cleared up, because if I'm not on spironolactone, and I get really bad acne, especially on my back and my face. And I also noticed the laser, it's like, I could say skin resurfacing, if you know what that is with laser. Seems like it does that, so the skin tends to heal itself, then it rejuvenates and whatnot, so it seems like. So I noticed when I got the laser hair, like the touch up done, it was from all this here through here, the chin, all the way about down to here, because there's a few hairs that came back around here. But I noticed my face looked more feminine, more like female, more cute after I got the treatment done this morning. And I noticed that's been helping with my skin being a lot better. And one thing I don't particularly want, but I noticed all the girls in the family on my mom's side, I mean every single one, right here on the under part of the chin, this part right here, it's more prominent, this excess skin, like the skin right here. And I noticed on me, if you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but right through here, yeah, that has gained a little bit, and I particularly don't like it, but because it's more prominent, or more, yeah, right here, I noticed, especially when I sit more like this, then it, like the skin comes down more right here. Then I notice my Adam's apple. Yes, if I go like this, you can see it's up higher, and so this comes down a little bit more, and it goes like half of it's hidden up here and then other parts down here, so it's not as noticeable. But I would, if I could afford to have that regular shave, I would. So that's a change that has happened. And other body hair issues, the hair on my arms have become lighter, and in some areas, like in my tummy area, a lot of that excess hair has gone away, but not all of it, but a big chunk of it that was starting to come in has gone away. And my underarms, the hair there that's left from when I had laser on them last, my last treatment I had, that hair seems to be growing slower than any other body hair I have. It grows so slow that it doesn't seem like there's like really any hair there. I don't really notice it. It seems like it's been taking like a month, 2 months and a half to really come in to notice anything. But I shaved it a few days ago, and that's what they look like. And really, there hasn't been any, seems like there hasn't been any growth in them. So yeah, that makes me really happy. I noticed that my tummy area, that's changed the shape a little bit, because it's more that feminine like shape, like where the muscles are and whatnot. So it's gotten that shape better. Then I've noticed my pelvis, because the way it's sitting now, because it's not sitting in the male range, it's sitting in the female, like the tilt of it. So I noticed, because the way it's tilted in that female range, right where the pubic bone is, it has that shape, like right before the labia start. You can see that roundness, like in a girl, like in female, where the labias would start, right where the clitoris and clitoral hood is, the bone right before that. I have that shape now in that spot, and that's a change that's I've been noticing, and that's kind of different, but I'm pretty used to it. It's just kind of different. And I noticed my leg hair. I don't know why my leg hair is doing what it's doing, but I know I'm still losing leg hair every now and then. I notice that. But one of the issues I'm having with my leg hair, when I don't shave it for a long time or a while and enough comes in, I've been, it's been really discomforting on my legs. It feels more like an itchy, kind of pinchy, kind of feeling like the hair's being pulled or tugged upon, or itchiness, and it's just really discomforting. So especially wearing pants. It was becoming really discomforting because it was about a few weeks ago, I think it was, is when I didn't shave my legs for over a week or so. It became so discomforting. I was like, I can't take this anymore, because I was not shaving it so I could take a picture, so I can show someone, so I can, because I was taking the picture so I can send it to someone so they can see how the leg care actually goes, being on the hormone replacement therapy. But the hair became so discomforting, I had to just shave it, and I noticed every time it gets a little too long, it's been really discomforting every time now. So I don't know why that's happening. So other than that, it's just so irritating. And my butt, I noticed the exercises I was doing before, to get the sides of my butt more rounded and shaped in the female range, and it did a little bit, but I was having more issues trying to before, not being on the male to female hormone replacement therapy, and now being on it, especially on 6 milligrams of estradiol. I noticed it's starting, like those exercises are actually developing and rounding the bottom, because I've just been working on the lower part right now, and I noticed it is going more rounded on the sides, the lower part of my butt on the sides. This part right, not up here, but down here, this part right through here, yeah, that part of my butt, it's actually more developed a little bit more, and I'm a little bit happier about that because it's more in the female range, and I noticed my thighs are a little bit thicker, like my leg muscles are a little bit different. Right where my hips are, I notice, especially when sitting or going to the bathroom, I notice it seems like there's more in that hip area. Not like wideness in the bone structure, but more like fat and more a little bit muscle development right there. So it's kind of more feminine shaped in the female range. So I've noticed that. And my skin is really soft, unless the days like when my skin gets like kind of dry, like my face right now. Yeah, it's like feels like through here, just feels like it's a little like dry or really smooth and kind of like dry because the laser and the cream they put on when they do the laser to help keep the skin cooler. I noticed when my skin's a little bit more dry, it's kind of irritating, but normally when it's not dry, it's really soft. My skin's like really, really soft, and especially my breasts, that's the softest part on my body. I've noticed, and there is a little bit more fat in them than before, as well as tissue and ducts and whatnot. And I forgot to also mention, I noticed my areolas are a little bit wider. It's like, it's kind of hard to notice, but they are a little bit wider, and the papilla is wider as well, on them. which that makes me a little bit happier because it's more in the female range than the guy range. So, and let's see. Other than that, I've been having some issues with down there. The area I don't like, my genitalia. I noticed my dysphorias have almost gone away, except down there. I still have tons of dysphorias and anxieties about down there. Anything to do with the male range of down there, like peeing through a penis, even sitting down. I don't like it. I hate it. I wish I had the surgery so it's reconstructed differently. So, yeah. And it's hard to talk about because I really, really dislike my genitalia so much that there's been times I just in the shower or bath and just seeing it, knowing it's there, I have a hard time doing what I need to do. And it's kind of, yeah, it's like the other day, it was actually last week, I think it was. I was just like, yeah, I was on the 2nd. I think, was it on the 2nd? Yeah, it was on the 2nd. I was in the bath and I was just sitting there and I was like, I can't do this. It's so hard. And because the genitalia isn't female and it's male, and I was like, and then I ended up getting really dysphoric about it, and I started crying and I was not having it, and I started not liking the way I was feeling, and I was starting to having another feeling again that I had last month. Not much of the genitalia, but more so of having the feeling of the topic of my last video. The feelings of wanting to become pregnant, having sex and becoming pregnant. I'm still having that feeling. And it sucks badly because I can't become pregnant. It kind of like sucks, so I don't know what to do about it. And to know more about how I was feeling about that, go watch that video. MTF, it's like male to female, pregnancy feelings. That's what the title is. So go watch that video, and yeah, you know, it's not fun. And I can say, if your family member or anyone who doesn't really want to see this part of the video, I suggest don't watch this next part of the video, because you're going to find out a big, huge, giant detail you may or may not want to know about me. That's part of me, part of my transition, what I've gone through and experienced. Okay, it's about masturbation. Okay, yes and no, I have issues with it. I have dysphorias about my genitalia. and anxieties about it. With someone seeing it, I have issues of which really no one's really seen down there since 2007, I can say. And I have so much anxiety about if someone was able to see down there. That's how badly discomfort I get about my genitalia. But I've also noticed if I can say masturbation in the male way, I tend to have issues. It feels wrong. It feels like all the bad feelings come all at once. I tend to end up crying. It doesn't make me feel good. Then afterwards, like towards like the tip, I could say, it makes me feel like I have a urinary tract infection, and it's just really not good. But I took all the research I've done, everything I've read about, and everything about the female way of sex and everything, and I've started applying that to instead of doing the male way, I figured out how I can do it in the female way without having to do it the male way, the way everything's constructed in the male way. I figured out how I can do it in the female way, and let me tell you something. That's a lot better than the male way. Okay, the best way I can explain it is if I stimulate the tip like a clitoris, because it's the same body part, just constructed differently. So I stimulate that way, and I do use erogenous zones and all the body parts. And I noticed sexually, especially the last time, it was on the 9th of July of 2017. I noticed my nipples, like the areole and papilla, they were really so sensitive. It actually sent me into an orgasm, and I noticed my body was reacting more in the female range and everything. And so because I read that you need to orgasm 4 to 6 times before penetration, before you're ready for penetration, usually. And I actually did that about 4 times, achieved orgasm. And I noticed the tops right here of my breasts, like the breast and the chest, and my inner thighs, the whole inner thigh area is sensitive to cold, like more so now. And my where if extreme cold hits it, that sets me into an orgasm, I've noticed. And I've noticed my ticklish spots are more sensitive as well, and my erogenous zones are more sensitive, especially if I haven't done anything like masturbation and whatnot in a long time or in a while. Because the last time I did before that, it was over a week or so. I decided, well, I'm gonna wait and until I take progesterone and see what happens. And then I was doing all that. Then I was stimulating everything in the female range, like using the tip as the clitoris, then how I can get like the vaginal cavity. First you have to take the testes, the way you tuck, have them pushed up above those cavities where they were before they dropped, like before puberty. You push them up to that spot, so then all that scrotal tissue is loose. Then the way I figured this out, I can say, okay, like if this was the perineum, like right here, then the scrotal tissue would be like right here. You can actually take the scrotal tissue, then you can actually put your hands on it, and then you can kind of push under. Then you can actually feel the erectile tissue, how it's shaped, and it goes kind of around like this down. And it took a while to get my body, took at least over a year or so practicing and getting my body to react to it this way, but then able to follow that, the erectile tissue, then able to do it where everything gets loosened and and whatnot, and able to go in about this much to the first knuckle. So able to use 2 to 3 fingers about to the first knuckle, kind of knuckle and a half in, and be able to go as far as possible. But I noticed if I do that, I can feel everything down there, and I can actually feel different spots. Then I noticed there's a specific spot, if I hit it just right, I become extremely wet down there, like the tip of the penis, because it's not, because the urethra isn't in the female range, and so it's different the way it's constructed. So I can become more wet than before, and I noticed extremely wet, and I'm happy about that, because that means when I get the surgery, I will be able to get wet down there that way. So, and I also noticed that because I waited a while, and I'm gonna wait a while again before the next time, because my sex drive is so low, I don't have that urge anymore, just like have to do it. I can like choose when I can do it, and it's more comfortable. I don't have to have that urge to have to do it like 5 or 6 times a day that testosterone has done in my body. So so as I stimulating everything like that, like as the clitoris, as a, like I said, pseudo vaginal cavity, kind of like both together. I have to do them both together, or else it takes a lot longer. And I've noticed it does take a lot longer than in the guy. The guy weight takes a lot less. About, I can say the fastest in the guy range I was able to do to achieve like climax and whatnot. A couple of minutes I was able to, the fastest. And now if I try to go fast now, I can't get it in like a couple of minutes. It takes more like 20 minutes. It's like the fastest I can. It takes about 20 minutes or longer. It takes a lot longer now. And I noticed like in the guy range, like climaxes goes up then down like that. And then the female range, it's like a really long roller coaster. It goes up, 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 up. Then it's stuck at the top like this for a long time. Then it slowly goes down like this over time. And because of that, I noticed I end up having big, huge, full body, explosive orgasms, that whole body shakiness orgasm. And about 6 or 7 or more, like after the first one, it could be like 2 or 3 more. Then sometimes right when I stand up, I have them. Or it was like a few months ago, like 2 hours afterwards, I was having like multiple orgasms, like hours afterwards. But that hasn't happened like that since then. But as now, it's like I can have multiple orgasms in a row after I've climaxed and everything. And I noticed coming is different too. In the guy range, there's spermies in the liquid protein. And in the guy range, it shoots out like that and goes out like that. And in the female range, it just nicely just comes out and coats like that. And I like that better. It feels a lot better. It does not make a huge mess everywhere, and it just goes, yeah. So it just does that. And that's how I've noticed it. And there's no real sperm in it, like spermies in the liquid protein. Maybe 1% that's probably left. So I've noticed that. And a huge thing I noticed, in the past, I knew I was a screamer. Yes. But the last time was like, I knew I was a screamer, but that was the loudest I've ever screamed. The pleasure was like so strong, almost to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, but I kept with and kept going. Then it went, the biggest explosive feeling. I just don't know how to fully explain it, but it just was like, wow, wow. If it's like that now, what would it be like after surgery? Doing as close as I can now in the female range. After surgery, how is it going to be if it's like that now? I'm like, wow. And it was like so much more comfortable. I was more comfortable. I was more, I liked it better. I was liking my body better doing it that way. I feel more, more normal. And I feel like that instead of all the bad feelings and everything and becoming dysphoric and whatnot, it's the opposite. It's what I have noticed. It's all the good stuff about it and all of the happiness. I've noticed I'm happy afterwards doing it the female way. And I've noticed it's more pleasurable. I have more pleasurable feelings afterwards with it. And I noticed because how much stronger it was, much better it was. I think I screamed so loud that the neighbors probably could have heard. That's how much better it was than doing it the guy way. It's like that's like the best I can describe it. This part of what's happened on the hormones. And I know a lot of girls, trans women out there, have a hard time achieving like orgasm and whatnot, and all what I've experienced, the good stuff. I know they have a hard time doing that, or it takes so long. But if you stick with it you can get there. Um, but I've noticed one thing that I wish was different. That I wish um, that I wish um, it's hard for me to talk about it. I feel like afterwards something's missing. Like there's that something missing, like that closeness with someone. That it's like that closeness, that cuddling kind of that only a couple can have. If you can get what I'm talking about, like the thing that only a couple can have afterwards. That loving feeling, kind of like I need more. Just I feel more relaxed afterwards, and I just want to just kind of just lay there and relax and cuddle with someone, and just even without saying one word. I just feel that part's missing, that only a couple can have, and I really want to be in a relationship, but I just it's really hard for me, and I haven't been able to find someone, and I just wish I had that. And that's what I'm feeling that's missing is having a partner. Yeah. That's what I feel is missing. Is what's not complete with the sexual part. And that's kind of hard on me. So I don't know what to do about that. It's just that's been kind of hard on me lately as well. I could say the last few months that has happened. I've been feeling more. That part's not complete. And I just don't know what to do about it because it's even though I'm a transgender woman, I'm also a lesbian, and that's kind of hard a little bit on me that I've noticed, because the things I'm attracted to, like red hair or smaller breasts, usually breasts that are smaller than mine, is what I'm attracted to. As long as they're big enough where you can tell that they're breasts, that she has breasts, is what I'm attracted to. And that part of me being a lesbian is also kind of hard, that attractiveness, because I don't want to lust or any bad things like that. So it's kind of hard when I don't have a girlfriend. That's the things I'm attracted to, that has those aspects. So that part's kind of hard on me as well, along with all this put together with all the sexual stuff and whatnot. So that's pretty much what's been going on with my transition lately. And I've been also having issues with my anxiety, shakiness, I can say some other things and whatnot, a bunch of other symptoms. So, and that's been kind of hard on me too, with the Asperger's disorder and everything just put together. It's like, feels like my brain's overstimulated sometimes, and all my dysphorias and everything all put together. It's like sometimes it just seems really overwhelming. And I know I don't talk about, um, haven't really talked about my Asperger's disorder and much about the anxiety and everything together. But it's there and it's really hard on me, really, really tough, especially socially, and interacting with people. That's why I'm glad I'm able to share my transition through these videos and my experiences and everything through these videos. And I'm sorry that the video's going really long, but this is what's been really going on and with my transition. So, and I've been feeling I am ready for a relationship, but on the other hand, I'm kind of like scared and really anxiety about it. But if I could find that perfect girl who accepts me for me and everything about me, what comes with me, no matter what that is, and what may change over time, and what may, like with my Asperger's disorder and social anxiety, what may get better, what may get worse, what might come and go, and whatnot. It's just, and I'm gonna say this like I've said in so many other videos. If someone's really interested in dating me, and you live close to where I live, I can say, please ask. And I'd really appreciate being asked. That could help me a little bit in that area. But I am happy being a lesbian. I'm happy being a woman. I'm happy being myself. And a thought that just came to mind is it's like something my dad said. It was like more towards the beginning of my transition, the physical part of my transition. He said, it feels, I can't remember the exact wording, but he said, it feels better, or it's like something around feels right. That's what it was. It feels right for you to be with a woman, to be with a girl. That's what he was saying. It feels right. He feels that that's the correct thing and that's what's right for me. And he's really accepting. And my mom's really accepting as well. So my parents are really, really accepting of me and everything. So even though it took my mom a little bit to get used to things, she's accepting from the start. Even though she doesn't like some of the decisions that me and my siblings have done, like some of the things, but she still accepts us and loves us for who we are. And my dad also, he's really accepting as well. So, and I'm just been a lot happier being back on the hormone replacement therapy for almost a whole year. It's 2 more months then, or yeah, about 2.5 months. It'll be a full year being back on the HRT, and I'm so happy because now my body's further developed. I'm more comfortable with myself. I'm more happier. I'm more less dysphoric about my body. And a lot of it has gotten better, but I still have a long journey to go until I can get the surgery. So, and with all this and trying to find a girlfriend and everything all put together, and that discovering, I had to rediscover my body, rediscover me through this process. And that was difficult. Really, really difficult. And it took time. And it took years. It took a long time to get to where I am now. And it has gotten better. And I'm so thankful I've gone through the bad times as well as the good times through my transition up to where I'm at now. So that's pretty much what's really been going on lately with my transition. So until my next video, and yes, I'm going to be doing another video soon, and it's going to be a good one. And if you can suggest topics I can talk about, questions you have about me and my transition, what you may want to know that I haven't mentioned, please ask, and I could do a video topic, because I'm starting to do other stuff with my channel now. I'm going away from doing more transition, what's going on transition wise, because it's not happening like week to week. It's taking a little bit longer now since every physical thing's almost complete. So I'm going towards more topics to talk about, probably things I've experienced, things that's going on with me, what happened with these topics and other things, that's like the last video I did, things like that. And if there's anything you'd like to know and can suggest topics that you would want me to talk about, please comment in the comments below, and I'll do videos on those. And I'll be doing more videos soon. So I'm going to be ending this video. Sorry for it to be going long. I don't want to mention this again. If you're interested in dating me, please contact me and I will reply back and see what happens. So until my next video, comment. Definitely comment on my videos. I want more people commenting. I know you guys are watching these videos. I just want more comments so we can spark up conversations and get more topics going on in education about these things, to help others. So comment, thumbs up the videos, and subscribe if you haven't. And if you have and you haven't been getting notifications of my videos lately, there should be a bell next to the subscribe button if you're subscribed. So click it and you get notifications. So to my next video, yeah.